Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Space Engineers. As you can see, I have gone and mined a whole bunch of the materials that we need. We don't have much, well, we don't have any more iron to refine, but that's okay because we have 142k of iron already in storage. Is that correct? Yeah, 71k and 71k, 140k, yeah, sure. So we've got plenty of iron for now, so we don't need to worry about that, but you'll see that we've got cobalt, we've got gold, 118k. I didn't know I picked up that much. I thought I only picked up about half that. 47.2. Huh. Anyway, you can see that we've got a whole bunch of cobalt, gold, enough ice, magnesium, nickel, platinum, silicon, silver, and oh, we've only got a little bit of uranium, but hopefully that'll be enough. Let me just check. Uranium 93.9 and 93.9, 93. Oh, we've still got plenty of uranium as well. Let me just check how much power we have left. Well, several hours, and I'm sure that if we need more, that it will refine it. We'll need to keep an eye on uranium here and here just to make sure that we don't run out, but that's fine, easily done. And you'll see here that it's been building all these components and it's got almost all of them. Reactor components it hasn't built because it didn't have silver before, and it will build it at some point. These dashes here means that it tried to make it, but it couldn't. It failed because it didn't have some material, and it holds it for a few minutes before it will try again. So eventually it will try again and it will end up building these components as we need. For the time being, what I would like to do, I know that I suggested that we would start building our base into there, but I would like to, first of all, switch this light off. But also, I want to go and fix... Okay. I want to fix that storage snafu that I made earlier. If you remember, in the last episode, I realized that I had put 2 cargo containers behind right at the end of this bit, which isn't connected to our cargo network at all, because I put a nuclear reactor first instead of last. Now I think there is a chance that if I dig through this panel here, that, well, I was hoping to get to the nuclear reactor, but that is not the nuclear reactor, but that's okay. We can work our way to the nuclear reactor here, and I can take this apart. So we're here. So the nuclear reactor is here and the cargo container was here and there. So these 2 cargo containers were not connected up, which is not good for us. But I want them to be connected up. So let me just move these things out of the way. Oh, that's tin ore. Let me just put them into component. There we go. Now what I want to do is I'll take this out as well. Because what I want to do is I want to put the nuclear reactor right there. So first things first, let me switch off the nuclear reactor. Or what I will do is I will just stop it from using the conveyor system if I can. Use conveyor system off. Inventory. reactor. Let me pick that up so it doesn't pick up anymore. And it should switch off. Great. Let me just pop the nuclear materials away. Oops. So it doesn't take up space in my storage. There we go. And I will move this across. So, do I have a nuclear reactor somewhere here? Doesn't look like it. Just pop this there. And we want it facing us like so. Construct that. Okay, that should. I'll just pick up some steel plate and I will pick up some uranium just so we can power it for now. Uranium. There we go. The nuclear reactor is back online and I will pop on 2 cargo containers just here. Interior plate. Oops. Interior plate. And I will pop the other one there. And let me just build these. There we go. So those cargo containers are now connected up and the nuclear reactor should be as well. Let me just check. Yep, it's picking up new stuff. That's good. I'll just rename that again. Base small reactor. And finally, let me put this stuff away that I don't need. I'll pick up some steel plates that I do need and cover this stuff up. Cover your shame. There we go. And there. And there. Much better. So we've now got that section fixed. There is one more thing that I was thinking about doing, and that is to redo this ship a little bit. What I was thinking about doing is using this space that's right in the middle here to put up and down thrusters. So I can move the up and down thrusters from here and from the other side and fit them snugly in there. What I can then do is I can move these left and right thrusters to the edges here, which might look quite nice. But I think I might leave that to another time, because I said that we would start working on expanding our base out soon, which was, I probably started talking about it a couple of episodes back, and our base is starting to get a little bit cramped. So maybe that is what we will do. And what that really means is digging into this asteroid and then just going straight through. I think that we will have, yeah, we should have plenty of space to do it. Was that from an impact? Yeah, I think that's from a meteor impact. Do I have enough steel to fix these? Yes, maybe. A couple more here. Oh, not enough to complete. Okay, but that's fine. Alright, let's get into here and let us see what we can do. So I think we can start by just making a big hole through here. Not collecting any of the stone, I'm just digging right through, right-click mining as it were. Let's see how that looks. Does that look good? Yeah, it looks decent. I am trying to make a big hole here, and I'm just holding the right-click button down and just moving forward. That seems to work okay. Just going to create a bit more space over here for maneuverability. Alright, let's have a look now. Okay. May not be a perfect straight line, but that's okay. Let me just go down and let's just try and clear the space here.
Storm inbound.
I don't want to dig too low, because I just need it low enough so that the floor blocks can fit on top of this rock. And I won't dig too close to the base either. I'll do that manually. I don't want to damage the base by accident. Alright. Oof, that looks like a nice little cave there. Okay, let's just see how if I can dig out any of this section. Feels okay. Alright, let's see if we can dig out some of the final bits. Mark it so it can charge. Alright, let's have a look now. Oh, I'll need some steel plates. Let me pick some of that up. Steel plates. I'm not sure if I want to just extend the space out now or just have a corridor and then extend it out inside. Might actually do that. But let me just see. Okay, it needs to definitely take in a little bit more there. Where would I have the corridor going in from? I won't start from this corner. Let me just see, how wide is this base? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Perfect. So if I have a, so 9 minus 3 is 5, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh no, wait. How does that work? Doesn't quite feel like the middle of it. Let me just dig some of this out. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, I just realized that I probably don't want to go exactly mid-center because I'm not sure how far these cargo containers come in too. So if I am going to take a corridor out of here, it'll probably be right through there. So let me just pop a couple of these steel plates, oops, away, and then I will need to dig it out all the way from here. Oops. Oops. What the? Oh. That might... Sorry, I was getting confused between my dampeners and actually getting my jack back on. Let's just see. Okay, perfect. So we're not taking it right through the middle, but that's okay. I'll just make that a proper hole, and I will pop, maybe have a 2-block corridor, and I am tempted to have, oh, okay, yeah, okay, I can cope with that. That looks quite nice. So let me just see here. Don't want to make it too long, but I want it to feel a little bit like a corridor. There we go. That can become a wall. And I'm not sure if I will make it go all the way up to the top. I don't need it to go all the way up to the top because we're not putting any refineries or anything in here, but we will have a little bit of space so it doesn't feel cramped. Yeah, that's a nice corridor. Don't need you. Oh, isn't there a block there? Wait. Looks like there isn't a block. Oh, right. Because of those fragments of rock. Is that still... Wait, this should totally work. Oh, there we go. Okay, so that's kind of from the entrance. Maybe I will make the entrance a double door. Maybe. I mean, the problem with a 2-space door is that there aren't 2-space doors in Space Engineers from what I recall. I could use blast doors and make a custom door, but I might just not have a door in there. The other option was to have 3 wide hallway, but I think that would be a little bit overkill. I think 3 wide is too much. And I think 1 is a little claustrophobic, so I don't want to use a 1 block just now. So we've got what? 1, 2... Sorry, we don't have 1, 2. So 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll put 1 more block here. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Now, if I had thought this through a little bit better, I wouldn't have dug in quite so much into the rock, but that's okay. Or maybe, for the sake of this exercise... Oh no, it's okay. I was thinking about just extending this hallway there, then I realized I'd have to dig into it anyway, so that doesn't help us achieve anything. What I will do is we can have a room right after that. Now, I think since we've got a whole bunch of stuff, we've got a room here which we can use, and we will use. We'll get rid of the flight seat, and we will use this kind of like our base of operations. We can have LCD panels, we'll have the medical bay here. We will move the programmable block the gravity generator. We can leave the flight seat here because that's kind of like a control panel sort of thing. So this will be kind of like our bridge, our base of operations. Everything else will move out of here. So what do we want our first room to be? I'm really tempted to make the first room kind of like a cafeteria or something. I know the Space Engineers doesn't have any of those blocks, but I found a couple of mods which might have some. Just because, you know, man's got to eat. And then going off from there, I'm tempted to have multiple rooms. So this asteroid is pretty... reasonably big. If I go to the left or right there, you could have a couple of small rooms and one further ahead. Just see how much further it goes here. Reasonable amount. So we are not trying to make a massive super base here. We're just wanting to make a small base of operations. One from which we can launch our first mission to the moon. And we will build our first kind of super base, superish base on the moon. So maybe we won't bother with the canteen. That's just going to take up space on this very small asteroid. So the first room that we could make, and actually one thing that we will need to do is we will need to pipe in our storage into the main base so that we can have access to all the stuff that we need at any point. That's fine. So we will make our first room into a refinery room or an assembler room. Refinery room. We'll make it a refinery room. And we will have... How many refineries do you think we'll need? Having a look at it just now. Yeah, it's working through the stuff relatively slowly. I think we'll have 3 or... We'll have 3 refineries. At least to start off with, we'll have 3 refineries. So let's mine a hole. Well, we need to mine out the floor here so that we can place some blocks. Just see, yeah. Let me just decrease the graphics quality a bit so that we don't have that performance issues popping up constantly. Oh shit, oxygen again. Come on.
Low health.
Yes, yes, yes. There we go. Let me just update my O2 supply while I'm here. Oh, do I have only one oxygen bottle? That's not great. Where's my... Hey, it says I have a hydrogen bottle, but I don't see it in my... Oh, there it is. Let me get myself another oxygen container. Where is it? That's oxygen. Oops. Oops, I don't have hydrogen. Oxygen. There we go. Oxygen. So now my oxygen should last a bit longer once I fill this up. There we go. Much better. Let me just see. Let me start laying some blocks out here, see how it looks. Okay. Now, what we will do this time around, instead of busting out the ceiling to pop in the refinery, we will make a space in the floor. And we could have it flush right up to this wall actually. And there is a question of, do we have it on the left side or the right side? Maybe we will have both sides. And how to pipe it through. We could pipe it through the ceiling. We could just take one of these blocks out and pipe it right through. And we'll cover it up on the roof so that it doesn't get hit by any stray bullets. Let me just take some of this section out. So we have a bit more space. Okay, so just thinking about how to place the refineries. I really want to have the refineries right in the middle of the room. I think the most efficient way would be to have them up against the wall. That'll take up the least amount of space. And piping will be a lot simpler, but I do want them in the middle of the room. So I'm going to take this out. Okay. Let me pop this in. Now a refinery is a large piece of equipment. I think it's the largest piece of equipment that's in here. So that's going to be 1, 2, and it's 2 by 2 by 4, I guess. 1, 2, 3, 4. So, and we're going to have the upgrade modules around the back, so we're going to have 3 there. So let me just see here. So we will leave 1 block, 2 blocks. We will put a refinery in there. So we definitely need to go deeper. I will need to take some of these blocks out since I want to dig the refinery into the floor, but I just want to see how it looks to start off with. Okay, I will try and expand it out this way a wee bit as well. Okay. Okay, so now we have, okay, that's the wall. Just put a block there, and a block there, block there, and a blocks there. So that makes it quite easy to see where the room starts. So we'll come in through here, and we'll leave a couple of blocks in there, and we will pop a refinery right there, I think. Let's see. So let's pop that there, and we'll have it right into the floor. Oh, this might not let me place it like that unless I dig out the floor a bit more, or I put it on the, or I build the roof. Yeah, I might have to build the roof or the floor before I can pop this in. So let me put on a roof. So it'll be one block higher. Oops, that's okay. And I probably will have to move that ship out of the way. I'm just putting this in here just so I can get a scope, a feeling for how it would fit. This ship is like totally trapped in here just now. I'll make some more space. Wonder if I can just dig right through to the other end. But for now, I'm just going to leave that there, and I'm going to pop in the refinery. Let's see. 4. Okay, why won't it fit there? Yeah. Might turn it around. I do want to turn it around actually. Actually, I also want to make upgraded tools. Let me go and do that too. After this. So 4. Okay. Maybe I can build it from the other side. Come on. Why doesn't it want to do that? Maybe I'll put a few more blocks just over here. There we go. Yeah, so you walk in here and you see one refinery there, and I will have one behind it, so it'll be back to back, and I can't put any on the side, so I might put one, well, I can't have one facing this way, or can I? Yeah, I might leave enough space to do that. Before I get onto that, let me just go get myself some upgraded tools. Hello, production tools. So I want an elite welder, an elite hand drill, and an elite grinder. Let's see. Oh, okay, so I need to just take that off auto just now. There is another way of doing it, which is to define it as an item required on in a cargo container, so it will always keep one in there and it will cause it to make it. But for just these 3 items, just to keep it easy, I'm just going to switch off Tim on the assembler. And make those tools. So let's have that, that, and that. One. And what I will also do is I will go into the assembler and I will move these into there, and then I'll just disassemble those. Ooh, I've got a few of them. Must have been from that time I died. Let me just change that to CC. Oh, the component box is full, so let me just create another one. Small cargo container. Let's make that into CC. 2 tin component. There we go. So that should clear it from the assembler, which it has done. So let me just pop these back in there so that Tim will take care of it. Okay, and now what I will do is I'll just disassemble all of these because I don't need those, and I will put the assembler back on auto. Tim auto, there we go. Now, okay, that's looking better. Let me just switch up my toolbars. 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, 3. 2, 3. Oops. 2. That's fine. And finally, sorted. So looking good. Come on. Okay. So what we are going to do now is have another one on the other side of this. So let me just get rid of all of this. Because we need to leave some space here for the yield modules, which I think I have somewhere. Okay. We want the speed modules, we want 2 of those, and we want the yield, and we want the yield modules, 2 of those. So 5. Okay, steel plate. That's fine, we can pick some up from here. Oops, steel plate. Won't need much more than that for now. And let's pop on a speed module. Yeah. 2 of those and a couple of yield modules. 1 and 2. So that will be one assembler, sorry, one refinery, and I will put another one right on the back of it. And the way I will do that is I will put another couple of speed modules just back to back, 1, 2, and I'll put a couple of yield modules back to back. That takes care of that. And I will put in another refinery right on the back of it, and that'll do. Now I just realized I need to figure out a way to get this ship out of here. I could just take this all down and take it out. Let me just go out here and see how much rock. Yeah, there is a fair bit of rock. Let me just go on to the other side and how much I would need to dig out. Not a lot. I'll actually dig it out all the way because we will probably need all of that space, and it makes it easier for me to be able to get that ship in here to do some digging from the other side if necessary. So let me just do that. I'm just going to go straight across and hope for the best. Just look back and going up a bit. It might be not going exactly straight. Just, oh, I wish I could look back. Oh, actually what I can do, let me just get out of the ship and check. Does that look, it's looking up a bit, but it might be straight otherwise. Oh, there's iron there. Okay. I don't care. Iron is so abundant anyway, I don't mind just mining through a bunch of it. Okay. That's probably more level. I'll just keep going straight. Yeah, I could put a GPS marker on the other side so I know that I'm going the right way, but I'm not sure exactly how I would place that to be straight across. Actually, I do have an idea. Yeah, that is not quite straight. Okay, I have the base marker. So maybe I can. Can't really see a straight line. Ooh, what's that? Looks like iron. Okay. It's not too bad, even though it is a little bit... Yeah, actually that might be pretty straight. I'll just keep going. And let's see where we end up. Hey! Did I see some? Yep, I see the Earth. Alright. Looking good. Might be pretty good actually. Now let me just check. Going straight through. Oops. Now there's a tunnel. Wait a minute. What's here? Oh, I broke right through the cavity there. Oh, that's cool. It's not quite straight, is it? That's fine. We'll build a room in that direction or something. What might be helpful is a smaller drilling ship, like a drone style drilling ship. I wanted to make a drone construction ship so that we can build all of these things from the inside. So it might be a good idea actually to make a make a drone drilling ship so that we can make all of this construction, all of this mining and clearing of the space a fair bit easier. Yeah, we're a wee bit off, but actually it's just like, okay, that's a straight line, and if I check that, yeah, it's not maybe straight through the corridor, might be, but we need to get it lower down and we need to clear a whole bunch of space. So actually in the next episode what we might do is we might build a, ooh, that's really cool actually. We will build a drone miner, and I've been wanting to use the vertex thrusters, I think they're called, which means that you just pop some thrusters onto a rotor and you don't have to put as many on, because instead of having thrusters in 6 directions, I think you can just have thrusters in 4 or maybe hopefully fewer. So I think the main hope is that it'll take up less space, although it might not. So because it needs to fit through these fairly narrow corridors, like 2-block corridors is basically what we're going to have, and it needs to fit through those. Ideally it will, otherwise I might have to try and think of other ways to make it even smaller. So we will do that in the next episode. We will make a small mining drone so that it can help us mine this stuff out a lot easier and a lot simpler. And then once we've got that, we'll mine out the space, we'll pop in our multiple refineries, and we'll start digging out some more corridors and take it from there. There we go. All right. And with that, we'll call that this episode. Thank you very much for watching, and see you all next time.